Good morning, students. So, welcome to the sixth session of solid state chemistry. So, in our earlier session, we have discussed about the packing efficiency. Packing efficiency in simple cubic structure, packing efficiency in FCC, and packing efficiency in body centered structure we have seen. So, today let us continue further. So, now, let us study about the calculations involving the unit cell dimensions. So, unit cell dimension, when we say, let us begin with the simple cube only. So, when we say unit cell dimensions, there are three length dimensions like edge length A, B, and C, and also there are edge angles alpha, beta, gamma. So today, let us, using the length parameters, let us try to calculate the density of the unit cell. So if suppose the edge length of the unit cell is A, and if density of the solid substance, if it is D, and if m, the molar mass, and then the volume of the unit cell, we know if edge length is A, then the volume of the unit cell will be A cube alva. Unit cell in a edge length A agidre. Volume of the unit cell ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದು length into breadth into height, so it will be A into A into A, so in a simple cube, therefore it will be A cube. Nantra mass of the, so density ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ, what is density? Density will be mass by volume. So now we are considering a unit cell, so density of the unit cell will be mass of the unit cell, correct, divided by volume of the unit cell alva. So density of the unit cell will be mass of the unit cell divided by volume of the unit cell. So what is mass of the unit cell? So mass, unit cell na mass ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದರ mass ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so it depends upon number of atoms in the unit cell and mass of each atom, correct alla? So if suppose the number of atoms in the unit cell, if it is Z, and mass of each atom is m, then mass of the unit cell will be number of atoms in the unit cell into mass of each atom. Therefore, it will be Z into m. Correct alla? Mass of the unit cell ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ unit cell ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಗಳುಂಟು and into ಪ್ರತಿ atom na mass ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So mass of the unit cell will be number of atoms in the unit cell, so it is Z into mass of each atom, and it is m. Now how do we calculate mass of each atom? So ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು substance ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ we will be aware, most of the times we will be aware of its molar mass. Molar mass ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇನು, mass of 1 mole of a substance. So if it is capital M, we represent molar mass of a substance in terms of capital M. Alva? So if M, capital M is the molar mass of the substance. So ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ what do you mean by molar mass? Molar mass is mass of 1 mole of a substance. So 1 mole of a substance na mass ಏನಿದೆ, that is molar mass ಅಲ್ವಾ? So now 1 mole of a substance ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು? We need mass of an atom. ಒಂದು atom ನ mass ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು, correct alla? 1 mole of a substance will have the mass m, molar mass, capital M. So 1 mole ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ? It will have Avogadro number of atoms, correct? So 1 mole of a substance will have Avogadro number of atoms. Avogadro number of atom ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So 6.023 is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms will weigh m amount. Therefore, what is the mass of one atom? So what is the mass of one atom? So it will be just the cross multiplication. Therefore, mass of one atom will be m divided by Na or Avogadro number. Molar mass divided by Avogadro number. Therefore, mass of an atom present in the unit cell will be m divided by capital Na, where m is the molar mass and Na is the Avogadro number. So density of the unit cell will be mass of the unit cell divided by volume of the unit cell. So mass of the unit cell will be Z into m. Therefore, it is Z into m, right? And volume of the unit cell is A cube. Therefore, it is Z into m divided by A cube. So it is Z. But what is m? Substitute this m divided by Na. Therefore, it is Z into m divided by A cube into Na, or D will be equal to Zm divided by Na A cube. So this is about the density of the unit cell. Okay. So in general, the edge length A will be given in terms of picometer and density will be given in terms of gram per cm cube. And if then this becomes, density becomes Zm into Zm divided by A cube into 10 to the power minus 30 into Na, since 1 pm picometer will be equal to. So since density will be in terms of gram per cm cube, we have to write edge length also in centimeter only. Therefore, if we consider 1 picometer to be equal to 10 to the power minus 10 centimeter, if we substitute that, then we get the equation D to be equal to Zm divided by A cube into 10 to the power minus 30 into Na. So in general, density will be equal to Zm divided by Na into A cube. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. So this is how we can calculate the density of the unit cell by knowing the structure of the unit cell. Adu BCC unta, FCC unta, simple cube unta anta heli nodkondo we can calculate, we can consider Z, and therefore we can calculate the density. Edge length ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, mass of the unit cell ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ if we know the structure, type of the crystal structure, and if we know the molar mass of the solid, and if we know the edge length, then we can calculate the density. Or if density is known, then molar mass of the substance can also be calculated. So usually ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸತು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Edge length also can be calculated using the crystallographic studies. Okay, therefore, in order to find out the molar mass, this particular formula is made use of. Clear? Yes. So now let us solve few problems related to this. So let us consider first problem. A metallic ion crystallizes in a particular type or cubic unit cell. The unit cell edge length is 287 picometer. So it is given 287. Edge length is given. It is 287 picometer. So what is the symbol of edge length? Symbol of edge length is A. Therefore, A is given. It is 287 picometer. The density of iron is 7.87 gram per cm cube. Right? So the density of the iron is given. So the symbol, so therefore what we have been given is density. D is given. So D is 7.87 gram per cm cube. Now how many iron atoms are present within one unit cell, and name the type of the crystal lattice. So what we have to find out, how many iron atoms are present. So we have to find out what is Z, right? So Z we have to find out, and then name the type of the crystal lattice. Which type of crystal lattice it belongs to, that we have to find out. That is based on the value of Z. So see, metallic ion crystallizes in a particular type of cubic unit cell. The unit cell edge length is 287 picometer. Therefore, A is 287. Density of iron is 7.87 gram per cm cube. So D is given, it is 7.87 gram per cm cube. So now we have to calculate how many iron atoms are present within one unit cell. And then the type of the crystal lattice we have to find out. So what is the formula? Formula is D is equal to Z into capital M divided by A cube into Na. So D is given, so it is 287. Z we have to find out. So this we have to find out. M, since it is iron, so its atomic mass we know it is 55.845. Okay, so this is known because it is iron. A is given, it is 287 picometer. Na, it is a Avogadro constant. So that is also known. So now we have to calculate the Z. So now rearrange this equation. So we need Z. So take everything to the other side. So numerator here, this goes to the denominator, and denominator here, that will go to the numerator of the left side. Therefore, Z will be equal to D into A cube into Na divided by M. So now if we substitute, D is equal to 7 point, here it is 7.87 gram per cm cube, into A is 287 into 10 to the power minus 10 cm cube. So whole cube into Na, it is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms per mole divided by molar mass. Since it is iron, it is 55.845. Okay, so it comes out as 2 atoms. So when Z is 2, what is the crystal type? It is BCC. So the crystal type is BCC. Clear? Yes. Now let me take up one more problem. An element having atomic mass 60. So atomic mass is 60. Therefore, capital M is given and it is 60. Okay, capital M, and has face-centered cubic cell. So when we say face-centered cubic unit cell, the Z must be, it is known, number of atoms per face-centered cubic structure is 4. Therefore, Z is 4. The edge length of the unit cell is 400 picometer. Therefore, edge length is given, that is A is given. So A is 400 picometer. Find the density of the unit cell. Therefore, what is the formula? D is equal to Zm divided by A cube into Na. So Z is 4 because it is face centered. So now Z is 4. Capital M, it is given, it is 60. Therefore, 4 into 60 divided by A, it is 400. So 400 picometer. Therefore, it has to be A cube. Therefore, 400 into 10 to the power minus 10 whole cube into Na. Na is Avogadro constant. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So if we calculate, it comes out as 6.226 gram per cm cube. Clear? Yes. So density of the unit cell is 6.226 gram per cm cube. Clear? Yes. Now let us take the third problem. An element has a body-centered cubic structure. ಅಲ್ವಾ? So body-centered cubic structure ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು? Z must be equal to, yes, it must be equal to 2 with a cell edge of 288 pm. So edge ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ It is A. So A is equal to 288 picometer. The density of the element is 7.27 gram. Therefore, density D is given and it is 7.2 gram per cm cube. So now what we have to calculate, how many atoms are present in 208 gram of the element. See, read the question again. An element has a body-centered cubic structure with a cell edge of 288 picometer. The density of the element is 7.2 gram per cm cube. How many atoms are present in 208 gram of the element? So body centered ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ Z ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2. ಆನಂತರ cell edge length is given, it is 288 picometer. Density is also given. So what is the formula? Formula is D is equal to Zm divided by A cube into Na. Correct? So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ density ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, Z ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, A ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, Na is anyway constant. So we have to find out the capital M. Correct? ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ 208 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ 208 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಂ, and then by knowing capital M we can find out how many atoms will be present in 208 gram. Okay, so this equation has to be rearranged. So now what do we need? We need capital M, alva. So if we rearrange again, keep this on the same side and take all the other parameters to the other side. So denominator goes to the numerator and numerator comes to the denominator, right? Therefore the equation becomes M is equal to D into A cube into Na divided by Z. Now substitute. So what is D? It is 7.2 gram per cm cube. So 7.29 gram per cm cube. Then what is A? What is A? A is A cube, edge length. Edge length is how much? It is 288 picometer, correct? So it is 288 into 10 to the power minus 10 whole cube. Correct? Yes. Then what else? Na. Na is a constant, that is Avogadro number. So it is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 whole divided by Z. It is body centered, therefore Z is equal to 2 and hence divided by 2. So capital M, when we simplify all this and calculate, we get capital M to be equal to 51.79 gram per mole. Okay, so this is the molar mass of the solid, that element. Okay, so now yen helidare, how many atoms are present in 208 gram? So molar mass is 51.79. So 51.79 gram will contain 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, alva. Molar mass of the substance will contain Avogadro number of atoms, correct alla? Hagagi 51.79 gram ಅಲ್ಲಿ 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೊ 208 gram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ? Therefore 208 gram will contain how much? So it is again a cross multiplication. Therefore x will be equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 into 208 divided by 51.79. Therefore it comes out as 24.19 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Okay, therefore 208 gram of the element will have 24.19 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Clear? I hope this is clear to you. So density of the unit cell will be equal to Zm divided by A cube into Na, where Z is the number of atoms per unit cell, capital M is the molar mass of the element or the solid, and A will be the edge length and Na will be the Avogadro number. Yes, so this is about the calculations involving the unit cell dimensions. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is imperfections in solid. Imperfections ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಸೊ when we say perfection ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು? If someone does all his works neatly, systematically, and if he gives his 100% to his work, then we call him or her as perfectionist ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅವನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಆಗ ನಾವು ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವುದಂದ್ರೇನು? ದ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So if the arrangement of the atoms of the particles, if it is perfect as per the pattern, then we call such solid to be a perfect solid. But if there is any deviation from the regular arrangement, then such solid is said to be imperfect solid, or such deviations are called as imperfections in the solid. So any deviation from the perfect orderly arrangement of the constituent particles is called as imperfection. So deviations from the regular arrangement of the crystal is called as imperfections in solid. So ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಿಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ 2 types of defects, imperfections, or it is also called as defects. Okay, so there are 2 types of defects in crystals. So they are point defect and line defect. Point defect ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at one particular point the deviation exists. Okay, line defect ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ one layer ಅಲ್ಲೇ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅದೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗುದು ಅಥವಾ ಡಿವಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೇ ಹೇಗೋ ಇದೆ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as line defect. But in our syllabus we will be restricting to only the first one, that is the point defect. Okay, so now let us study about the point defect. So what is point defect? As I said earlier, it is a defect which exists at one particular point. So it is a defect that occurs at a specific lattice point of a crystal. If a defect is observed at a specific lattice point of a crystal, then it is called as point defect. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಂಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 3 types of point defects. They are stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, and impurity defect. So what is point defect? Point defect is a defect that occurs at a specific lattice point of a crystal. A defect which occurs at a specific lattice point of a crystal is called as point defect. So there are 3 types possible. They are stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, and the impurity defect. Okay, so now let us go to the stoichiometric defect. Let us see what is this stoichiometric defect. So when we say stoichiometric defect, what is it related to? Stoichiometry is associated with the composition, right? ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಸೇ ಅದು ಅದೇ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ H2O2, there should be 2H per 2O, right? So it is H2O2. Or if we take H2O, 2 ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ 1 ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್, ಆ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅದು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, Other composition, if it is well defined, it is as per the formula, then we say it as a stoichiometric composition. Okay, so this stoichiometric defect is a point defect. So this is coming under. So point defect ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮೂರು ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ? Stoichiometric defect, non stoichiometric defect ಮತ್ತೆ impurity defect ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ stoichiometric defect ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು point defect. So stoichiometric defect is a point defect in a crystal that do not change the composition of the crystalline solid. If a defect does not change, a point defect, if it does not change the composition of the crystalline solid, then such a defect is called as stoichiometric defect. Clear? This defect is also called as intrinsic or thermodynamic defects. This is related to the temperature. It is associated with the intrinsic property of that solid. Hence, it is called as the intrinsic or thermodynamic defect. So, temperature variation ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು variation ಆಗಬಹುದು. So, this defect completely depends upon the temperature of the system. So, in general, ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗಿರುವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಸಮ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೋ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್. ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ರೀಚಸ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಝೀರೋ. ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಝೀರೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 0 ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಅದರ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಸ್, ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಜಿಟೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, kinetic energy ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, and similarly the thermodynamic defect also will increase. Okay, so this stoichiometric defect is a defect which does not alter, which does not change the composition of the crystalline solid. So the stoichiometric defect ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ ಇರಬಹುದು. It can be of two types. One is vacancy defect and other one is interstitial defect. So in stoichiometric defect there are two types. ಏನಲ್ಲ? Vacancy defect and interstitial defect ಅಂತ. Okay, so vacancy defect ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. So vacancy defect, it is a point defect of a crystal that arises due to the missing of particle. Vacant ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇನು? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ that arises due to the missing of particle from its lattice site. If a particle is missing from the lattice site, so then such a defect is called as vacancy defect. See, ಈ picture ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, all particles are arranged regularly, but there is a vacancy over here alva. There is no particle at that particular lattice site. So ಆ ರೀತಿಯ vacancy ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, but there is no particle there, it is missing from its position. So such type of defect is called as vacancy defect. Okay, so what is vacancy defect? Vacancy defect ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is a point defect of a crystal that arises due to the missing of particle from its lattice site. Lattice site ಇಂದ particle miss ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ it leads to vacancy defect. So what is the effect of this missing of particle? So it will lead to decrease in density. So ನಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮೆಷರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೌ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಾವೀಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಡೆನ್ಸ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸಣ್ಣ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೆಟ್ರೋಸ್, ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, hundreds of people live there, right? So it will be a densely populated place. So ಆ ರೀತಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೆಸರ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹೌ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ here the particle will be missing from the position from its lattice site. So ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು. So when the particle has reduced, what should happen to the density? The density of the crystal will decrease. So this is about the vacancy defect. So vacancy defect anta helidre, which arises because of the mixing of the particle from the lattice site. So it leads to decrease in density. Okay. So if suppose, so when we say solid, it can be of any type, alva. We have seen in our earlier discussion, it can be molecular solid, it can be covalent solid, it can be ionic solid, or it can even be metallic solid. So antadralella ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ particle miss ಆದ್ರೆ, that leads to the vacancy defect. Okay, if suppose in particular the missing of the particle occurs in an ionic crystal, the defect in an ionic crystal due to missing of equal number of cations and anions from their lattice site is called as Schottky defect. Okay, so ionic compound alli ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ missing of the particle occurs. In any solid, one thing we have to keep it in mind, that the electrical neutrality has to be maintained. Okay, electrically the particle should be neutral. The whole system should be neutral. So if there is any cation missing, then equal number of anion also will be missing. Clear? So a defect, the defect in an ionic crystal in which there is missing of equal number of cation and anion from their lattice site, then such defect is called as Schottky defect. Okay, say for example in this particular NaCl structure. So this Na is represented using the green colored spheres and Cl is represented using a red colored sphere. So red colored sphere is also, one red colored sphere is missing and there is one green colored sphere is missing, indicating there is one chloride missing and one sodium ion missing. So such type of defect is called as Schottky defect in honor of the scientist who observed this phenomenon. Okay, so this, what type of ionic compounds show this type of defect? It is shown by ionic compounds which have high coordination number and there is a small difference in the sizes of cation and anion. If an ionic compound has high coordination number, or if there is a small difference in the sizes of the cation and anion, then such type of ionic compounds will give or will exhibit Schottky defect. Okay, example of this type of the compounds which show this Schottky defect are NaCl, KCl, AgBr, cesium chloride, etc. So these have high coordination number. So such compounds, or they have small difference in the sizes of cation and anion. So such compounds will exhibit the Schottky defect, missing of equal number of cation and anion from the lattice site. Okay, so that is about Schottky. Then there is one more defect. So stoichiometric defect alli ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ? One is the vacancy defect and the second one is the interstitial defect. So vacancy defect ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು already discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is missing of particle. In particular, if it occurs in ionic compounds where there is a missing of equal number of cation and anion, then we call it as the Schottky defect. Okay, so now let us move on to the second type of defect, that is the interstitial defect. So interstitial ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಡು ನಡುವಿನ ಜಾಗ, that is called as the interstitial defect, a gap, small gap that is observed. So this is a point defect of a crystal that arises due to the displacement of the particle from the lattice site into the interstitial site. So a point defect of a crystal that arises due to the displacement of the particle. The particle will be missing from its site and it will exist in some interstitial site. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅವನ ಜಾಗ ಖಾಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅದೇ ಇಫ್ ಏನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಬಟ್ ಅವನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ಯಾವುದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತಾದ್ರೆ he is not present in his position but he is present somewhere else. Okay, somewhere in some gap he goes and sits antadre. So such type of defect is called as interstitial defect. Okay, so it is a point defect of a crystal that arises due to the displacement of the particle from its lattice site into the interstitial site. So this type of defect is also called as dislocation defect. Okay, so see here in this particular diagram, a particle should have been here, but it is absent there. It is not present there. It is missing from the lattice site. But that particle is gone and sat somewhere here in the interstitial site. So such type of defect, it is displaced. A particle is displaced from its lattice site to some interstitial site is called as a interstitial defect, or it is also called as dislocation defect. ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತಿದೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that is called as the interstitial defect. Okay, so now that is in general, if in any solid system, if such type of defect is occurring, it is called as interstitial defect. Now, if such type of defect occurs in an ionic crystal due to the displacement of cations, because in general cations will be small in size, alva. So because of the displacement of the cations from the lattice site into the interstitial site is called as Frenkel defect. Clear? So Frenkel defect is a point defect, interstitial defect which occurs in ionic crystal due to the displacement of cation from the lattice site to the interstitial site. Clear? So the electrical neutrality and the stoichiometry of the compound are not changed. Formula, it will remain as such, and electrical neutrality will also be maintained. Now what can you comment about the density? Is there any decrease in number of particles? No. Particles have remained the same. Number of particles have remained the same. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಏನು ಆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅವನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ the number of particle is same, but it is not found where it has to be. So such type of defect, does it affect the density? No, it will not affect the density of the system. Yeah. Yes. Now, so what type of ionic compound exhibits such type of Frenkel defect? So such type of Frenkel defect is observed in compounds where the coordination number is low. The compounds which have low coordination number and where there is large difference in sizes of cations and anions. When there is a large difference in sizes of cations and anions, interstitial ಜಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಗ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವನ ಜಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಗ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಲ್ವಾ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ size of the cation and anion, then there will be gap will be larger, and hence interstitial place, there will be interstitial place gap present. So these small cation can diffuse from its place to some other place and go and sit there. So in such cases this type of Frenkel defect arises. Okay, so one so in which there is a low coordination number. If there is low coordination number, and then one more condition which leads to this type of Frenkel defect is if there is a large difference in the size of cations and anions, and then third condition is compounds having highly polarizing cation and easily polarizable anion. Highly polarizing cation ಮತ್ತೆ highly polarizable anion ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹೈ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸೈಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಯಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆನಯಾನ್ ಇದು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. Frenkel defect ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ? If the coordination number is low and if there is a large difference in size of cations and anions and compounds having highly polarizing cation and easily polarizable anion, that leads to a Frenkel defect. Example for this is, it is observed in AgCl, AgBr, silver chloride, silver bromide, silver iodide, zinc sulfide, etc. So one thing we can observe, AGBR shows both Frenkel as well as Schottky defect. This is because AGBR has high coordination number which favors Schottky defect, and there is the difference in sizes of AG plus and BR minus is high, which favors the Frenkel defect. So because of these two reasons, AGBR shows both Frenkel as well as Schottky defect. Clear? So stoichiometric defects are two types. One is because of the missing of cation or anion or missing of particle. So that is vacancy defect. One more is because of the presence of the ions or the particles or displacement of the particle from its position to some interstitial position. So it is called as interstitial defect, or if it is ionic compound, it is called as Frenkel defect. Yes. So now let us briefly distinguish between Frenkel and Schottky defect. Frenkel defect, ion occupies the interstitial position than the actual lattice position. In Schottky defect, both cation and anions will be missing from their lattice positions. Okay, they'll be missing from their lattice positions. Then Frenkel defect, there is no change in the density of the crystal, whereas in Schottky defect, there will be decrease in density. And then Frenkel defect occurs in ionic compounds with low coordination number, and with a large difference in the sizes of cations and anions, whereas Schottky defect occurs in compounds with high coordination number and with the ions of similar sizes. Clear? This is about Frenkel and Schottky defect. So now let us go to the one more type of point defect that is observed. It is the impurity defect. Okay, so it is the impurity defect. So this type of, the name itself is giving you, it must be a defect because of the presence of impurity. So ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು impurity ಬಂದದ್ರಿಂದ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು foreign particle ಬಂದದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ there is some defect in the crystal structure. There is some defect in the regular pattern of the crystal. So such type of defect is called as impurity defect. So this type of defect arises in solids when foreign atoms or ions are present in the crystal lattice sites of the host atoms ಅಥವಾ ions at the vacant or at the vacant interstitial site. ಒಂದು interstitial site ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ, ಆ ಹೋಸ್ಟಿನ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ions are in different oxidation state, so if suppose the impurity atoms are having the same oxidation state as that of the host atoms, then ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ if the impurity ion is in different oxidation state from that of the host, then the vacancies are created. See, for example, if NaCl, if molten NaCl is crystallized in presence of a little of strontium chloride. So NaCl crystal ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ NaCl ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಶಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಶಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, then strontium chloride acts as a impurity. Okay, so while forming the crystals, all Na and all Cl will take its position, and some of the site may be occupied by the strontium ion. So for every, as I said earlier, the whole crystal should be electrically neutral. But now what has happened? Strontium is carrying +2 charge, whereas sodium is carrying +1 charge. So ಒಂದು strontium ion ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. So one sodium atom will miss its position. Okay, so that leads to vacancy. So for every, so one sodium has come and sat in this Na position ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಶಿಯಂ ಬಂದದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ 2 Na ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಅದೇ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನೇಬರಿಂಗ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್. Similar is the case when AgCl crystallizes in presence of cadmium chloride. Okay, for every cadmium occupying the lattice site, 2 Ag will be missing. One in its own position of the cadmium, and the other will be some neighboring position. So such type of defect ಒಂದು vacancy ಅಲ್ಲಿ exist ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So it is a defect in which arises in solids when foreign atoms or ions are present at the lattice site of the host atom or ion, or at the vacant interstitial site. Clear? I hope it is clear. So now, so this is about the impurity defect. Now the third type is non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect andrenu, where there is no change in the composition. Alva. Therefore, what must be non-stoichiometric defect? It must be a defect in which there is a change in the composition, which changes the composition. A point defect in crystal due to which the composition of the crystalline solid is changed is called as non-stoichiometric defect. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ನ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ ರೇಷಿಯೋದಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ, then it is called as non-stoichiometric defect. Clear? So what is non-stoichiometric defect? It is a point defect in crystal due to which the composition of the crystalline solid is changed. So such type of defect is called as a non-stoichiometric defect. So there are two types of non-stoichiometric defect possible. What are they? One is metal excess defect and the other one is metal deficiency defect. So there are two types of non-stoichiometric defect possible. So one is in which there is metal excess defect, and the other one is metal deficiency defect. So now let us go to the first one, metal excess defect. So this metal excess defect can also be caused by two types. Okay, so in metal excess defect alli again ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗುದು, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು? ಒಂದು, ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಆನಯೋನಿಕ್ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ. ಆನಯೋನ್ಗಳು ವೇಕೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಆನಯೋನಿಕ್ ಸೈಟ್ ವೇಕೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇಸ್ metal excess defect due to anionic vacancy, and the other type is metal excess defect due to extra cation. Cation extra ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಒಂದ ಆನಯೋನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ಯಾಟಯೋನ್. ಕ್ಯಾಟಯೋನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. So now let us discuss the metal excess defect due to anionic vacancy. So here, because of the due to excess of metal ion, due to excess of metal ion, metal excess due to anionic vacancy. So anionic vacancy, so ಏನು anionic position vacant ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Okay, so metal excess ಇರ್ತದೆ, anionic position vacant ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. So ಆಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? So as I said earlier, electrical neutrality of the whole solid should be maintained. Electrically, the solid should be neutral. Alpha. So if there is an anionic vacancy, then such positions or such lattice sites will be occupied by electrons to maintain the electrical neutrality. So the anionic vacancy occupied by an unpaired electron due to metal excess defect in a crystal is called as F center, or it is also called as color center. Okay, so the anionic vacancy occupied by an unpaired electron due to metal excess defect in a crystal is called as F center. So anionic vacant ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು unpaired electron ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ರೆ because of the metal excess defect, then that is called as F center, because it is responsible for the color of the compound. Say for example here, if NaCl is heated in a atmosphere of sodium vapor. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಇದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಆನಯೋನಿಕ್ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದನ್ನ ನೋಡುವ. ಸೇ NaCl ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ವೇಪರ್ ನ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಆಟಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಹೀಟ್ ದ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಆಟಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟೆಡ್ ಓವರ್ ದ NaCl crystal. Okay, so it will come and deposit over the NaCl crystal. Okay, so now sodium atom occupies some lattice site anta anಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So what will happen? Chlorine from the crystal will see this chloride, I mean chloride from the crystal, from the bulk of the crystal. ಆ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ನ ಒಳಗಿರುವ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತದೆ, and it will go and occupy some position near to it. So it will move from its position. ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಈ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆದ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ನ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಸ್ ಅ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್? ದ anionic vacancy, there should have been anion over here, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು anion ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಅದು ಆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಸ್ ಅ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ a vacancy is created over here. Now this vacancy will be filled by, so sodium atom ittu, as it sees the chloride ion near to it, it will lose that electron. So the last electron will go and occupy the anionic site. So electron will occupy here. Clear? So the sodium atoms are deposited on the surface of the crystal. Chloride ion diffuse to the surface and form NaCl. Sodium atom lose electron to form Na plus, and these electrons diffuse into the crystal, occupy anionic site and form F center. So this will form the F center. So this will be the F center. Electron occupying the anionic site acts as a F center. So because of this F center, the whole crystal will get some color, because this electron can be known. How does a metal gets its color? All that we have seen, alba. So this electron will absorb the light, the visible light, and get excited to the higher energy level, and while returning to its ground state, it will give the characteristic color. So excess sodium makes NaCl yellow, and similarly excess potassium makes potassium chloride lilac, excess lithium makes lithium chloride pink. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. So metal excess due to anionic vacancy. Metal is more here, and that has created the anionic vacancy. Clear? So this anionic site will be occupied by the electron, and it acts as a F center. Clear? Yes, this is about metal excess due to anionic vacancy. So now second type is metal excess defect due to extra cations. Okay, so this is caused by extra cations present in the interstitial site. Okay, electrical neutrality is maintained by presence of an electron in another interstitial site. So example for this, so cation will be extra in the interstitial site. So this, as you can see here, just if this and if this is absent, then we can say it is a very regular arrangement. There is no defect, right? So now this defect is caused by the cation which is present in the interstitial site, alva. Illondu interstitial site alli untu, illondu interstitial site alli, illondu interstitial site alli untu. So ಆ ರೀತಿ interstitial site alli ಏನಾದ್ರೂ extra cation ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆಗ it is called as metal excess defect due to the extra cation. Okay, so for example, when zinc oxide, when it is heated, so we know zinc oxide, if it is heated, what will happen? It will form Zn2 plus gives oxygen will be liberated along with the 2 electrons. So when zinc oxide is heated, it loses oxygen. the excess zinc 2 plus ions are accommodated in the interstitial site. So interstitial site ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ Zn ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ Zn ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಆದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. So such type of defect. So when zinc oxide is heated, it loses oxygen. The excess Zn2 plus are accommodated in the interstitial site and electrons are trapped in the neighboring interstitial site. The color becomes yellow. So again, it acts as a F center kind. Okay, the color becomes yellow. The formula now, earlier it was 1:1 ratio of zinc and oxygen. Now the zinc has the number of zinc has increased. It is occupying even in the interstitial position also. So the formula becomes zinc Zn 1 plus X O. Okay, so there is the formula gets altered. There is no exact composition. So such type of defect is a non-stoichiometric defect. So metal excess defect may arise because of the anionic extra metal due to anionic vacancy. So anion may diffuse from the lattice position to the surface, creating a hole in the lattice position, which will be occupied by the electrons, okay, and acts as a F center. Or it may also be because of the extra cation in the interstitial site. Clear? Yes. Now let us go to the second type of non-stoichiometric defect, and that is a metal deficiency due to cation vacancy. Cation in a vacancy in the metal deficiency aguantadu. So this is caused by, this is particularly a special category, a special type. This is caused by replacement of metal ion of lower valency by the required number of metal ion of higher valency. ಅದೇ metal na higher valence species ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ lower valence species will be missing from the lattice site. So in order to maintain the electrical neutrality. So such type of defect causes metal deficiency due to cation vacancy. It is causing this type of defect. Okay. So it is caused by replacement of metal ion of lower valency metal ಅನ್ನ replace ಮಾಡುದು. ಯಾವುದು? ಅದೇ metal ಇದ್ದು higher valency species. Okay. So it is caused by replacement of metal ion of lower valency by the required number of metal ion of higher valency of the same metal, maintaining the electrical neutrality. So this defect results in the cationic vacancies. So this is generally shown by compounds of transition elements which can exhibit variable oxidation state. ಯಾವ ಮೆಟಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೋ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. Say for example ferrous oxide anna nodidre, when we say ferrous oxide, in ferrous oxide iron will be in +2 oxidation state and oxygen also will be in -2 oxidation state. So the formula will be FeO, correct alla? Yes. But what may happen, some of the FeC here so here oxygen is indicated or it is represented in terms of green colored spheres and Fe2 plus ions are represented in terms of pink colored sphere. And if some of these Fe2 ion can exhibit the normal oxidation states of iron yaudella, one is +2 ಇನ್ನೊಂದು +3 ಅಲ್ವಾ. iron ಎರಡು oxidation state ಅನ್ನ generally ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ +2 ಮತ್ತೆ +3. So in ferrous oxide ಅಲ್ಲಿ iron ಯಾವ oxidation state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, it is present in the Fe2 plus oxidation state. So ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಎಲ್ಲಾ iron ಕೂಡ Fe+2 state ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ನಾವು. But actually that does not happen. Some of the iron may be present in Fe3 state also. So Fe3 state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು iron ಇದ್ದಾಗ, say here Fe3 is represented in terms of orange colored spheres, ಆಯ್ತಾ. So if there is Fe3 plus ion present, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ 3Fe2 plus. So 3Fe2 plus will be equal to 2Fe3 plus, correct alla? 3Fe2 plus 3 into 2 will be 6 and it will be equal to 2 Fe3 plus 2 into 3 will also be 6. ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಏನು ಮೇನ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸೇಮ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಎರಡು Fe3 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯೋನ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ರೆ ಆಗೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ, 3 Fe2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮಿಸ್. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ two Fe3 plus has come and occupied the lattice. As a result, 3 Fe2 plus will be missing. One in Fe3 plus position, ಒಂದೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ವೇಕೆನ್ಸಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ such type of defect, cation vacancies are caused. Clear? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಯಾವ ತರದ್ದು, ಈ ತರದ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಮೆಟಲ್ ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಮೆಟಲ್ ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋವರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ. Fe2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ್ದು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, Fe3 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋವರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ ಬೈ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾಲಿಟಿ, the cationic vacancies are created. So such type of defect is called as metal deficiency defect due to cation vacancies. Clear? So this is shown by transition elements with the variable oxidation state. Clear? Yes, I hope it is clear to you. So in today's session, we have discussed about, one is about the density calculations using the cell dimensions, and then we discussed about the imperfections in solid. Imperfections in solid andre enu, it is a deviation from the regular arrangement. So in our syllabus, we will be focusing on point defect only. Point defect in the sense, if there is a deviation at the lattice site, lattice point, then that defect is called as point defect. So this point defect can be of 3 types. Alba, yaudella stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, and impurity defect. So stoichiometric defect is a defect in which the composition does not get altered, right? Non-stoichiometric defect ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ composition gets altered. Say ಇಲ್ಲಿ FeO ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, but the actual formula may be Fe.95O, or it can vary from 0.93 to 0.95. Okay, so such type of a composition itself gets altered. Okay, so such type of defect. And then impurity defect. Impurity defect ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಸೈಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಆಟಮ್ should carry charge which is not equal to the host cation. Okay, such type of defect, such type of species. So again, stoichiometric defect are of 2 types we have discussed: vacancy defect and interstitial defect. Vacancy defect ionic compound alladre adu we call it as Schottky defect, missing of equal number of cation and anion. Then there is interstitial defect. In interstitial defect, the ion will be displaced from the lattice site to interstitial site. Okay, that is called as interstitial defect. So interstitial defect, if it occurs in ionic compound, then that is called as a Frenkel defect. Okay, and then impurity defect, as I said earlier, impurity defect alli ಒಂದು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, and hence because of the difference in the charge of the foreign atom and the host ion, the cationic vacancy will be created in the crystal structure. Okay, so that leads to impurity defect. And then non-stoichiometric defect we have discussed. In non-stoichiometric defect, the composition of the metal will change, composition of the crystal will change. Okay, so in this non-stoichiometric defect, there are 2 types possible. One is metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Metal excess defect again can occur in 2 ways. One is metal excess due to anionic vacancy, and the other one is metal excess defect due to extra cations. And then the second type of non-stoichiometric defect is metal deficiency due to cationic vacancies, which is observed if the cation can exhibit variable oxidation state. Then the replacement of the lower valence species occurs by the higher valence species. So because of that, the cationic vacancies occurs in the crystal structure. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you, students.